Absolutely. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Thanks for being here. I know you guys are still trickling on in, but I have some awesome announcements to give you guys in the meantime. So welcome. Good morning. My name is Alexa, Operations Manager here at the BPM RIA office. Stands for Broward, Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association. We have an awesome webinar for you guys. We're going to get into the 6 little-known tax sale strategies, secret strategies, with the Jackie Jackson here in the building. So excited to get into it with you all. There will be a special webinar offer for all of you guys for being here today. We will send you guys the replay. It'll be posted to our YouTube channel. So please look out for this. And I'm really excited for you guys to meet Jackie today. So some upcoming events here. We have an in-person workshop this weekend. If this is the first time you're hearing this, then please go to the website right now if you are available and save your spot. There is limited seating for this workshop on Saturday. We are going to be in Miami, Courtyard, Marriott, Miami, Dadeland. 2-hour workshop. Anish is teaching this. We have the awesome opportunity to have Millennial Specialty Insurance sponsor this workshop for you guys to make it free. So thank you, MSI, formerly Arcana Insurance, for taking this on. We will have one of their reps coming in to teach you guys a little bit about their specialty. So excited for you guys to meet Max, and then Anish is going to rock it out with you guys, 20 ways to invest in real estate. So excited for that one. Next week, we have an awesome webinar with Anish. Again, you guys are so blessed to have all this time with Anish. Let's go. Proven techniques to get better pricing with sellers and buyers. Very, very important. Really good stuff. As you guys know, we've been absolutely killing it. So please take note. Come to these events and learn what we're doing because it is working. So here we go. Get Fundable coming back. How to recession-proof your business and your credit. They are awesome, high energy. I learn a lot with them every single time they come back to the RIA. So looking forward to seeing you guys there. And then here we go, coming around the corner, our monthly meeting. You guys, we are having REL Academy. They're going to get into their residential assisted living strategies. We're going to have their chief COO Isabel come in to teach. So if you guys haven't heard Isabel teach, I've heard her at the National RIA events. She is incredible. So looking forward to seeing you guys at the monthly meeting on Zoom in a couple of weeks. And then DPI Fund, Diversified Passive Income Fund, is coming back to tell us all the benefits of investing in a real estate fund in the current market conditions. So go to the website right now and register for all of these. They are all free. Free, you guys. Free.
Alexa, wait, how are you running a business? What the heck am I doing?
I know. It's because we're here to promote, we're here to educate, we're here for our community, and we show up every single time. So show up for us, guys. We're here for you. And then here we go. The easiest way to keep up with our events, if you ask me, text the word BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line, 954-800-6961. There is no person or human attached to this number. This is just for event updates and for raffles and good stuff like that. So hop in the chat if you want to go ahead and do that. Take a quick picture because we are moving right along today. Quick start. All right, guys, we have our next 2-day quick start boot camp coming up. It is August 5th and August 6th. It is 2 full days, Saturday and Sunday. I know a lot of you guys are working during the week. Here we go. We're going to get into it on the weekend. 2 full days. Like I said, Anish is teaching the entire training. We're going to get into wholesaling, flipping, and rehabbing. We're going to have 4 incredible guest speakers on there, all business owners, all part of our power team that help us get all these deals through. So check out the topics on your screen. I went and popped that link in the chat for you guys so you can see more details about the topics that we cover and the speakers that will be teaching at this training. As you see on the screen, we have a poll question. Thank you for popping that up for me, so I know who I need to pay more attention to and get this information to. And then as you see on the screen here, we have member and non-member pricing. And for those that want to save a little bit as well, I do have an option on there for you to purchase your membership and a member ticket all in one. So go ahead and press that link in the chat. Thank you guys so much for responding to the poll. I'm happy to see that you guys are awake and looking at the screen right now. I appreciate that. And then I will be here if you guys have any questions. So members, as you know, the members get all the goodies. They get the entire National RIA benefit package. So if you're even shopping at Home Depot, the savings at Home Depot are going to pay for your membership. So if you are interested in getting free for the networking meetings that we have, getting your members in at half price, getting the member pricing for any workshops, seminars that we host, go and get your membership right now on the website. The link is in the chat for you guys, so you can see some more details there and you can go ahead and purchase your membership and start getting access to our member portal called MemberFlow. All my members, you know, you have all of these amazing things at your fingertips. And if you don't know, you need to get with me. And thank you guys so much for responding to this poll here on the screen. I really appreciate it. It helps me know what's going on with you guys so much. So I can't see you guys. So you guys responding to the poll is giving me a better sense of what's going on with you guys. So thank you so much. And then last but very not least, mentoring and coaching at BPM RIA. We do offer one-on-one coaching and mentoring programs here at BPM RIA. It is a truly unique program. We put up 100% of the money for our students' deals and split the profit 50-50. We've been doing this for a long time. We know what we have our hands on. I'm more than happy to get into it with you guys and get you the brochure on what's included in our mentoring coaching program. I have a whole breakdown of things that we provide for our students. We set our students up for complete success to do deals as soon as possible. So if you'd like more information about the mentoring coaching program, I invite you to our website, bpmreia.com, where you can go and book a discovery call with me right now. Not literally right now, but you can go and book that. You can go and book that call on the website so we can dedicate some time for each other, time that works for you, time that works for me. And I can give you that one-on-one time, get into it a little bit more with you. And then I'll be more than happy to schedule this 1 hour free consultation with a mentor so you guys can get into that nitty gritty and see if our program is a good fit for you. And then as you see here, this is the number for our office. So you can go ahead and call this number, but I will not be available until after this webinar. So you guys save that number in your phone, BPM RIA, have me on speed dial. I want to help you guys get the knowledge and get the education you're looking for. So last but very not least, again, I always want to take a moment to thank you guys for being here. Thank our speakers, thank Jackie, thank you Anish, thank the National RIA for backing us on everything we do. We are the only local chapter here in South Florida that's approved and in compliance with the National RIA, so we don't take that lightly. And we always want to thank our corporate members and all of our members as well. So thank you guys so much.
Alexa. Yeah, our operators are standing by. No, I'm kidding. For you older people, you probably know what I'm talking about. Young people are like, what do you mean you don't text that? I'm so confused. So my name is Anish Dave. If you haven't been following us or been on our webinars, where in the heck have you been? That's what I got to say. No. So first of all, as the CEO of BPM RIA, I am honored to, first of all, have my friend, Jackie Jackson, who I've met through the inner circle in my mastermind. You guys have heard me talk about, I spent well over $90,000 last year on continuing education and mentorship and masterminds. And I had the privilege when I was out there, I guess it was, I want to say it was March or so. And in my inner circle mastermind is this young lady who, if I mean, you could only see her from the, I guess, waist up or halfway up. She is always sizzling. Like I'm not sure if, is she a fashion designer first and then a tax lien specialist or vice versa, or maybe she's both. So, you guys have been talking, I mean, we get so many calls. Hey, Anish, what do you think about tax liens? What do you think about tax liens? And I've been searching. It's been years since we've actually had someone speak about tax liens because I wasn't confident in what they were teaching. And lo and behold, I meet Jackie and we start discussing, and again, we talk about wholesaling, rehabbing, a lot of ways to get into real estate. But let me tell you, tax liens, when you're really good at it, and I heard the numbers her students are getting, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And so I said, I know Jackie's speaking all around the country. So I was fortunate enough to squeeze her in. I used that inner circle, give her some Indian guilt, and said, Jackie, can you please speak to our group? So I'm going to pass it on to the Jackie Jackson. It's all yours, Jackie.
Oh man, thank you so much, Anish. That was amazing. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And yes, I am extravagant as far as fashion is concerned. I just love life all around, so I express it in my clothing. And thank you so much for all that incredible announcement. I cannot believe how much value is right here in the RIA. And man, let me tell you something, Alexa, that was like amazing. And the reason why I love RIA so much, like I started out, I'm gonna start out with a story. Okay, so you guys just bear with me. We're gonna get to the presentation in like 2 seconds. But I started out my journey in my success, like that, up and down, ladder of ascension with real estate investing with the RIA, my local RIA up here in Orlando. And it started out with me attending the RIA only because I experienced losses in the first place. My first deal that I ever did, I lost $120,000. And that was without coaching, no mentorship, no guidance. And I swore, Anish, that I knew that what I was doing. I swore I did.
Wait, I'm not supposed to clap on that, right? I'm not supposed to clap. Good job, Jackie. Good job.
No. So I know the value of a RIA. So when I saw all of those classes, when I saw those workshops and all of those experts and the mentoring program and being able to joint venture with the RIA members, that is so invaluable. So when I started out my journey with that loss, I had no idea what I was going to do in order to get myself out of that deficit. And I was actually working in banking. I was a vice president of banking, okay? So I knew a lot about money. But here's the thing. I only knew the traditional ways of actually making money, right? I only knew the traditional ways of actually purchasing real estate. I had no clue that there was this whole other world out there of creative real estate investing and financing and all of those things. So what I did is I took a traditional way of actually purchasing real estate and tried to apply it in a creative way, and it didn't work. It didn't work, right? So I actually had to slow down and figure some things out. And as I had, filed bankruptcy and I was trying to get out of my debt, one day I met a gentleman that came into my branch and I had to notarize a document for him. And the document was related to real estate investing, right? So I knew enough to recognize that this was something that wasn't like FHA or VA or conventional. And I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, well, this, I'm doing a land trust, and this is one of the things that we're doing to protect, and I'm a private lender and all that stuff. And I locked my office door. I risked my entire job. I locked him in my office, and I was like, you teach me right now. That's how desperate I was. I was like, you teach me right now. And then he was like, well, I'm not the teaching type, but I can take you somewhere where you can find a mentor, a coach, and someone who can teach you. And I said, I'll go anywhere you want me to go. And I went to a local meeting on a Wednesday night, right? So it was a weekday night, a Wednesday evening. And that's where I met all of these phenomenal people. And there is where I actually was introduced to my first coach. But it was only one challenge for me in this, Alexa. Guess what? I was broke. I I had no
I know
money.
that feeling.
I
You know,
had
you know what the
money.
good part is? We can laugh about it. So I know there's a good side of this story because they've heard my broke story so many times.
I was broken. I didn't have any money to invest in my mentor, right? But I knew that I needed that investment in myself. And the only way for me to get it is to sit with an expert, somebody who had already walked that walk, someone who already had that experience and that could pour into me. So one day I was watching TV and then I saw a commercial and it said, join the army, be all you can be. Okay. And I was like, join the army, be all you can be. But what they were doing is they were giving a bonus to anybody who could complete the training. So I was like, okay, how hard could it be, right? So that is my story of how I actually ended up in the United States Army Reserves as an officer, is that I joined the military so I can get my bonus. And what I did with the bonus is that I paid my mentor, I invested in my mentor at my local RIA. And a year later, like my business just literally exploded. So the value of Real Estate Investment Association is absolutely incredible. So if you're under the sound of my voice and you have not joined BPM RIA, this is your opportunity to do that. And I'm telling you right now that you need to join the RIA. If you're ever on the fence, like this is the most valuable investment that you can ever make if you are serious about learning how to do real estate investing the right way without having to have the most expensive PhD of $120,000 of what not to do. Then you need to join the RIA.
Yeah, I'm gonna first of all, which was a surprise when you told me that you were an officer of the Army. I was like, what? So I want to first of all thank you for your service and your commitment. Thank God, I didn't have to join the Army. I probably couldn't even, I'd be lucky to do maybe 4 or 5 push-ups. So I had to figure out something else, but that's a different story altogether. So I am going to pass it on to you because I know you got a lot of great information. And guys, just so you know, put your questions in the Q&A for us. We'll keep an eye on it for you. And I bet Jackie's going to probably answer a lot of questions for you as she's going through her presentation. So it's all yours, Jackie.
Thank you. And absolutely, I'm here for the questions. I love it. Even, the most complicated stuff, what we're going to do is I set aside some time at the end of the presentation. So I'll be answering questions and Anish will help me, go through that in the chat. So feel free to put your questions in the Q&A or the chat, wherever it is that is appropriate. And then we'll get to them at the end of the presentation, because I got a lot of value to share with you all today. All right, so I'm going to share my screen right now. Let me share my screen. There we go. All right, perfect. So here I am. Let's get this. Yeah, there we go. So today we are going to talk about tax liens and tax deeds. Yes, there's so much rumors, as I like to call them, or even a little slight amount of misinformation out there. You've heard about it and so you asked about it, but nobody has really been able to give you like a definite answer or even an answer that really makes sense. So if you are here right now, this is going to be like an aha moment. The entire presentation is going to be an aha moment for you. And I'm going to demystify this entire process of how you can begin to invest in real estate, like real property, paying the delinquent real estate taxes, like literally buying real estate for their delinquent real estate taxes. Many people have never heard of this process before because it's like one of those little known strategies. And if you know, you know. And the people who really know and are successful about it, a lot of them are like, hush, hush, but not me. I tell the whole world about it. So let's get into it. So as I mentioned in my story, this is a little bit about me here. So yes, I am a officer in the United States Army. I joined the military back in the day to help me get out of debt, okay? I had started my real estate journey without a mentor, without somebody assisting me. I thought I knew what I knew, and it came around to bite me in the butt. All right. So I actually had to slow down and figure out some things. And I joined AREA, and AREA helped me to do that. And in that process, I ended up being in the military, and I don't regret the decision to doing so, because now it's like part of my lifestyle. I'm a captain in the United States Army. And I do believe that I'm actually getting ready to be promoted. I think I'm getting ready to be a major soon. So Major Jackson, that's kind of cool. On the left there, that's my two beautiful children, my daughter and my son. And it's so cool to be a parent to adults. If you are a parent and you're parenting adults or transitioning young adults, it's really interesting, moving from diapers to all of that, and then now you're talking about them purchasing real estate and investing and doing all different things. I'm also a author too, a best-selling author. I'm a Christian faith woman, and I wrote a book, You Can Love God and Drive a Bentley, and it's available on Amazon. So I definitely believe in the power of using your birthright to create wealth in your life. So make sure you go ahead and cop that. Go ahead and purchase that on Amazon, and it's a great read that will enlighten you and empower you to believe that you are worthy of investing in yourself and creating wealth, right? So I'm also a real estate coach and investor, and I actually became a real estate coach and investor because a real estate coach and investor invested in me. When I needed somebody, someone was there for me, and I was like, you know what? I am going to pay it forward and be there for others as well. And I specialize in teaching people how to invest in tax liens and tax deeds, as well as tax deed surplus overages all across the country. All right. So I'll be sharing what that is momentarily in the rest of the presentation. So stay tuned to that, because we have a special treat and savings for everyone that's on the presentation right now. So you don't want to miss out on that opportunity as well too. All right. So remember, I shared with you earlier that I lost $120,000. This is that house. This is it. It was the wrong house, right? The wrong property at the wrong time in the market, at the wrong location, using the wrong financing. Anish, I know you are partnering with students and helping them fund their deals. I didn't do that. I used my own personal credit and leverage my personal credit for this property right here, thinking that that was the only way that I had to purchase this property. Well, the result was that I lost $120,000 because I ended up having to short sale this property because it was at the wrong time in the market when the market was shifting. And yes, I did experience a tremendous amount of loss. But instead of crying about it, what I use this opportunity and this experience to do is to just learn all the things of what not to do. So without this experience, I believe that I would not be the investor that I am today. I would not be able to meet people literally where they're at in their personal finances. So no matter where you are in your journey as an investor, whether you're just starting out, whether you have $1 to your name or negative $1 to your name, trust me, I have been there and I can empathize with you, because I started out with a huge deficit, not knowing anything, and I have risen to the top, and I have literally brought people with me in that journey and helped them to create massive wealth with real estate, investing in tax liens and tax deeds. So when I started, and I use creative real estate investing at my REIA, I learned a lot of what you guys are being taught right now, right? So you're being taught wholesaling, fixing and flipping, buying and holding, how to buy properties subject to the existing mortgage, owner financing, option agreements, all of these things. I even dabbled in performing notes and non-performing notes, which is where you actually buy the mortgage, you buy mortgage payments, right? Instead of actually purchasing the property. You name it, I have done it all. Okay, so I am well versed in all the different methods of how you can structure deals and put real estate transactions together. So I love real estate inside out. As a matter of fact, I just got my PHP, which is that professional housing provider, which I'm so stoked about because it took me years to finish all those darn classes, but I did it, and I'm really, really proud of that, right? So the one thing that creative real estate investing has has in common is the fact that, yep, you guessed it, you got to talk to sellers, you got to fill that pipeline with opportunities, right? So you driving for dollars, you know, direct marketing, postcards, knocking on doors, bandit signs, whether you are advertising on the internet, you have to talk to property owners, right? It's not going to come to you. You got to go to them, and you have to do your negotiations, and you have to get the right wording on your postcards and all those things. And you have to be just really, really proficient at your negotiating skills. And you really have to be a very good marketer to keep your pipeline full so that you can close deal after deal after deal, no matter what kind of creative real estate investing strategy you have. And if you look at that young lady right there, that was me. Because when I started out real estate, I was a full-time mom, right? Full-time employee. I believe I was probably even going to school at that time as well too, and still building my real estate business all at the same time. I literally was like burnt out, you guys. I was so tired all the time, right? And then I discovered a different way. I discovered tax liens and tax deed investing. And I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't somebody tell me this? Why didn't I know this earlier? And the reason why I love this strategy so much is that I don't have to do any postcards, any letters, yellow letters, or anything like that. The properties, the list of available like deals are provided by your local government. Like the list of properties are provided by your local government. And that's your county and your city. Listen, this is like the best kept secret ever. Okay, so please pay attention, all right? So I'm going to introduce you to this young lady right here, who is one of my coaching students. Her name is Cecilia La Rosa, and she actually is a licensed real estate professional in the state of Florida. And when I started working with her, just like when she started out in real estate as an investor, all she had was negatives, okay? She bought all these properties the traditional way, and then next thing you know, she was in tremendous amount of debt. Because why? She leveraged her own personal credit with all of those mortgages, which is, I'm a huge advocate of not doing, okay? And then using the strategies that I taught her, Cecilia was able to get out of debt. So I'm gonna share my screen real quickly, and I'm gonna show you exactly what Cecilia has to say. Take a look at this, you guys. Let's go.
My name is Cecilia La Rosa. I have completed Jackie's program, Tax Deed Genius coaching program, less than a year ago. And I thank God for her life, because one of her many strategies has allowed me to purchase 3 houses in South Carolina for pennies on the dollar, literally with no competition, very, very low risk. And also we just got yesterday our first tax deed in Florida. I'm very happy. This is a vacant lot very close to the ocean on the West Coast. And it has a canal in the back. And I'm very, very happy with this purchase. The first thing my husband told me when we got it on the mail yesterday was sell it. I don't want to sell it. So those are the kind of conversations that we're having around here. But if you're thinking about investing in real estate and you need a successful coach, a proven step-by-step process, you need to call Jackie today. And she will teach you everything. By the way, I have never visited those properties. I have never left my home. So she will teach you everything you need. I thought that I knew about real estate since I am a real estate agent in 2004. We did invest it in the wrong time with the wrong tools. We chose the wrong kind of properties. We learned a lot and we lost everything. So I had no advantage when I took Jackie's course. Anything I knew had no impact. She will teach you a brand new language. And again, there is the traditional way to invest, and then there is Jackie's way. And she doesn't know this, but a long time ago, after I lost everything, I thought I purchased, I just had debt and mortgages. It was not, now I have free and clear properties. So I opened this file a long time ago. It says inversiones or investments. And this file was empty for the longest, for years, for many years. And again, 2 months after I finished her course, I was able to purchase the first 2 properties in South Carolina. A couple of months ago, I purchased the 3rd one, and this one was just this month. And if you are thinking about investing in real estate, you need to call Jackie today. Call Jackie now. Call Jackie today. Did I mention that you need to call Jackie today? Thank you so much, and God bless you.
So what I love most about Cecilia's, her testimony is the fact that she was already in real estate. She's a licensed agent. And even though she had all that knowledge, it didn't have that impact that she needed in order to be successful. She had already started investing, and then it did not work out. And then the strategies that I will be teaching you all today, that is exactly what she used in order for her to experience good success. I actually spoke to Cecilia maybe, I think about a day or 2 ago, and she's up to her 10th property. And she mentioned to me just one of the properties that she purchased that property for about $4,000, right? Remember, we're talking about only the delinquent real estate taxes, not the ARV, not the market value, not the appraised value of that property, but the delinquent real estate taxes of that property. And this is just one, $4,000. I said, okay, that's great. That sounds kind of cool. How much did you sell that property for? And she was like, Jackie, I'm embarrassed to even say it. She said, I'm embarrassed to even say it. She's like, oh my gosh, I flipped that property for like $35,000. I didn't do anything to it. All I did was just put it on the market, flipped it for $35,000, free and clear. And I sold it on a quick claim deed. And that was the end of that. And I was like, just like that? And she's like, yeah, just like that. So that's the power that this can have, this strategy can have in your life. And you think about like, how many times do you need to do that? Like how many times you need to like wash, rinse, and repeat and do this strategy over and over and over again until you meet your financial goals, until you build the wealth of your dreams, until you create that net worth, that cash flow. I mean, you can literally do anything that you want. The sky is the absolute limit in this process, right? So I'm going to actually continue our presentation right now, and I'm going to share so that we can get into it. All right, so here we go. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, so I'm going to go bigger. Here we go. All right, so delinquent real estate taxes, if you did not know, is a $30 billion industry. Like, I mean, it's probably even, I'm probably even underestimating it, right? Because there's so many properties right now across the United States that have delinquent real estate taxes that you could be taking advantage of and purchasing and investing in. And you can literally be buying properties for pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar. It is the best kept secret. So if you've never heard of how to purchase properties for their delinquent real estate taxes, it's because the ones who know about it really don't want you to know about it, but the Jackie Jackson, real estate coach and investor, is going to tell you about it right now. And why am I sharing it with you? Because I don't believe in scarcity, you guys. I just don't. There are 3,141 counties and county equivalents that make up the United States all across the country. Do you believe that there's enough opportunity for all of us? Absolutely. 3,141 counties and county equivalents. There is no need to hide this information. As a matter of fact, it's actually hidden in plain sight. This is the government that's offering these opportunities, right? So it's hidden in plain sight. It's actually all over the internet. But where the challenge is for a lot of people is piecing all of the puzzle together to make a holistic strategy. And that's what we're talking about today, right? There's not even enough investors that are taking advantage of this unique strategy of buying real estate, right? So as I said before, so many opportunities. So if you ever thought in your mind, oh my gosh, you can't do this, Jackie, you're full of fluff, there's nobody doing this. Listen, I'm telling you, take off your objection hat, take off your disbelief hat, take all of that off and just come with an open mind, all right? So this is a map of the United States. Many of you may have seen it before. But this map is actually really unique because it is color coded based off of what each of the state's opportunities offers, right? So the light green are states that offer tax deeds, meaning these states have in their laws that they have the authority to sell real property for the delinquent real estate taxes to the public, right? To the public to collect those taxes, right? So the light green is offers tax deeds, the dark green offers tax liens opportunity, and I'll explain the difference between the two. The orange offers redeemable deeds opportunities, and then the red, which is our state here in Florida, where I reside as well too, offers both tax liens and tax deeds. They're like a dual hybrid state. They offer both opportunities there, right? So why are taxes so important? If you've never realized this, but real estate taxes are extremely important to our local government, as well as all of the residents that reside in that community. So whether you own real estate or you don't own real estate taxes supports you in your community right now, all right? So real estate taxes, when they are paid, what those funds are used for is water, sewer, your law enforcement, your 911, your fire, your kids' schools, education, roads, libraries, all of those things. That's what real estate taxes supports. So when a property owner does not pay their real estate taxes, it critically impacts the community. So that is the reason why there are laws, actual statutes that allows the local government to enforce collection on real estate property owners for their delinquent taxes, is because they have a budget. They need this money in order to support our communities, right? So they have laws in place that authorizes the local governments to collect real estate taxes all the way up to selling that property to the public for the delinquent real estate taxes, so that they can support these local, these like amenities in the community, right? So that's how important, that's how this whole thing came about in the first place, right? So now we're gonna get into what are tax deeds and tax liens, right? So if you are an investor that you're not really so interested in getting the property, many of you want the property, other people just want a high rate of return, then if that is the case, then tax lien certificates is the great vehicle, the best vehicle for you. It's like the best of both worlds. Not only do you have the potential of investing in the property at the end, if the property owner does not reimburse you and pay you back, but during that entire period of time, you will be earning a statutory, meaning like an actual guaranteed rate of return for your real estate lien, the tax lien that is against, and a primary lien against the actual property for real estate, okay? So for the unpaid real estate taxes, you can pay someone else's real estate taxes for them and earn a great rate of return, a great interest rate on your money. This is why a lot of banks and hedge funds and, you know, large REITs, they love investing in tax lien certificates because it's secured by real property and they get great return on their money. So here's an example of what a tax lien certificate had looked like for the state of Illinois. It actually literally is a piece of paper. A piece of paper like an IOU, right? So it has a face value, which is normally the total amount of taxes that are due for that delinquent tax year. And then it also has a rate of return associated with it, where that rate is simple interest, right? And it's accruing as long as the property owner is not paying, all right? So that's the beauty of a tax lien. So take a look at this. Now, if you ever wondered at a quick snapshot, which states, because I gave you the map view, and now we're going to have a list view. Take a look at this, you guys. 24 different states out of the 50 states of the United States offers tax lien opportunities. Look at these rates of return. Look at these rates of return. When was the last time you had double digits rate of return for just, you know, spending a couple of dollars, investing a couple of dollars, whatever that is for you, right? I remember going into my my bank the other day, and the young lady, bless her heart, she was so excited. She was like, Miss Jackson, we have a new savings account, a new savings program that if you invest and deposit, you know, $1,000 or whatever it was at the time, we will give you 0.10%. And I was like, wait, what? So it's like she thought that was like the best thing since sliced bread. I was like, oh, okay. I think I know where I can get higher rates of return, but thanks for telling me anyway. So if you take a look at this list here, these are the states that offers interest rates if you decide that you want to be a tax lien investor, right? In column 3, which is another column that I absolutely love and want to make sure that you're clear on how this works, is when you are investing in a tax lien, meaning that you're paying the real estate taxes for a delinquent property owner, at that time, you're not actually purchasing the property. You're only paying for the lien. You're only paying the taxes, buying that property owner more time, but they don't have forever, okay? They have a redemption period. And during that redemption period, interest is accruing that entire period of time. However, if the property owner does not pay you back within the statutory redemption period, what you have the option to do and the right to do is enforce a collection action all the way up to foreclosing on that property owner and getting the deed to the property, okay? So that's how it works in tax lien states. So many people believe, or other investors, one of the misnomers out there is that you can only get the property if and only if you invest in tax liens. And the answer is no. That is absolutely not true. You can invest directly in the property through tax deeds, but the states that offer tax liens, this is their process, right? So you invest in the lien, which is only for that calendar year of delinquency. The property owner has a redemption period. Some redemption periods are as short as 6 months, depending on the state, and others are all the way up to 4 years, like Wyoming, right? So during that entire period of time, the property owner has the opportunity to pay you, but they're paying you back not only the face value of your certificate, but all of these high rates of return. So it gets pretty expensive for the property owner in the event that they don't pay you back, right? It gets really, really expensive for them over time because that interest is accruing. All right, so take a look at this. This is like a great slide for comparison between like traditional places of savings and compared to investing in tax liens. Those yields are absolutely like double digits, astronomical compared to traditional methods of investing, right? So you can see why banks, hedge funds, local investors, whether you're a mom and pop investor or a retail investor, why they love investing in tax liens and tax deeds so much, right? So now we're going to talk about the difference between tax deeds, right? So tax deeds is where you actually get ownership. You take possession of the property and you own the property, right? So you're actually given a deed. You own it, you know, you ABC LLC, you know, own this property, right? So let's get into it. So a tax deed is an instrument, right? It's a legal document that transfers ownership from a government entity to another person, right? It's issued in an involuntary foreclosure process. It's called an in rem foreclosure, right? So it doesn't have to go through a judicial process. You don't need, the government doesn't need like to get permission from like a clerk of court or a judge or anything like that to do this. They literally say, hey, this property owner is delinquent. This is the process in the law that allows us to sell this property, and we're going to open up and sell this property to the public because we need to collect those real estate taxes so that we can support our community amenities, which is what that local government is designed to do. So this is where investors get an opportunity to actually buy real property right up front. You don't have to wait the redemption period as if you were investing in tax liens. You can just buy the property directly from that local government. And I'm going to show you all about that right now. Okay, so you literally could be buying properties for pennies on the dollar. And when I say pennies, I really do mean pennies on the dollar, right? So 60, 80, 90% off of their retail value, their ARV, the after repair value, if you're calculating your Mayo formula, or if you want to do the appraised value, it doesn't matter. It's only for the delinquent real estate taxes, not the value of the property, right? So these are the states that offer tax deed opportunities. There's 31 of them. 31 states that will sell you properties for the delinquent taxes for those properties, right? From Alaska all the way to Wisconsin. And some of these states offers tax lien opportunities. For example, like Florida is a hybrid state that does both, but these are the 31 states that offers tax deeds opportunity, exclusively tax deeds opportunity. So all across the United States, you could be taking advantage, not just locally here in the state of Florida, but any of these states. You could participate, get the list of properties, do your due diligence, your research, and literally just select the property that you would like to buy, send them a check, however their process is, and own that property outright, free and clear. Too easy. So take a look at New York. This is a perfect example. NYSauctions.com, tax foreclosure sales. These are happening all year round, tax deeds. You don't have to wait until a specific time of the year. On the tax lien side, some of those states, the person or the real estate property owner has to be delinquent one full calendar year of their real estate taxes, right? So the tax lien sales are designed where those auctions are posted a specific time of year, but tax deeds are actually happening all year round. So every week, every month in some state, USA, there is a tax deed auction that you could be attending. So Philadelphia, tax deed state as well. Oh my gosh, who cool, right? Look at this, California, tax deed state. You know how expensive properties are in California. Look at this. You can be buying properties for $267. Ooh, I would love to see what this one is. $352,000. That's a listen, you know that's a multi-million-dollar property if they have tax liability that high. But look at the other ones, $3,800, $2,300, literally for less than $5,000, less than $1,500. I have students that are buying properties for $1,500, you know, $2,000, $2,500. They're buying whole properties for those types of dollars. Look at Georgia. Look at these values here in Georgia. This is just one snapshot of one county in the state of Georgia. I just kind of copied and pasted the list, and I wanted you to see examples of what that looks like, right? Take a look. And this is here in Florida. So Florida is also a tax deed state. It's considered a hybrid state. So Florida has 67 counties, and every county in the state of Florida has tax deed auctions every single month as long as they have inventory. Very cool. And for those of you, I know what you're thinking. You're like, Jackie, it's probably some bumpity dumpity properties that nobody wants. That's why they're going on tax deeds away. Perhaps, I don't know, but here's an example of a property that was sold, and this is Yadges. So for those who are savvy, you can definitely look up this property, go to public records and look at the sales history. It was sold on the tax deed for $16,600, and then it resold. The investor, the smart, savvy investor, resold this property for $110,000. Listen, I can't tell you what to do, but I am going to say something. You probably need to pay attention. You probably need to know how to maximize this strategy real quick, for sure. And this is one of my own. So this is a property that I purchased. I purchased this property for $31,800 in Brevard County. And this is exactly how the property looked when I purchased it at the tax deed auction for Brevard. Really, really cool. And then I went ahead and I did all of the arrows to show you exactly when I did it. So this is a really good one because I love it. So I bought it in 2016, right? And what I did is I kept the property because it was in such good condition. So I kept the property, and what I did is I implemented a lease option strategy, right? So I advertised the property and I sold it basically like on the lease option, like, you know, creative financing. So I took an option fee, non-refundable, of course, and then I cash flowed it for a couple of years, and then I sold the property. I sold it in 2021, and I sold it in the same condition that I got it. This property at all, like literally nothing, no rehab, no nothing. All right. And so cash flowing and then getting $100,000 like birthday. And then the investor that I sold it to, they flipped it and then sold it again, right? So this is some powerful stuff, you guys. This is the condition of the property that I got it in when I purchased it from the auction. And this is exactly how I sold it. All right. So the only renovations that was made to this property was for the investor who bought it from me afterwards. It was a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom. And I believe that they had converted it into like a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And then they put it back on the market and sold it for like FHA for like $238,000, something like that. So here is Jayshina. She's one of my students as well too. When she started coaching with me, and she invested in Tax Deed Genius, which is the program that I have available for you guys today as a special offer for being a RIA member. When she graduated the program, she decided that she wanted to focus in Alabama. So this is going to be one of the strategies that I'm teaching you today, one of the 6. She focused on Alabama's lands available list, right? So that is where the lands available for taxes or tax foreclosures. This list is for properties that have gone to auction and there wasn't enough investors to invest in them. So they ended up on the county's list and available on a first come, first serve basis. And each of these properties she purchased them for $1,500 each, and then obviously sold them astronomically. Like her return, or cash on cash returns, was just ridiculous, right? It's thousands of percents. All these properties for, which is so amazing. And you can do this too. All right, you can do this too. So here's our 6 ways. This is what you guys hear. This is the juicy part of the presentation. We went through all of that, and now we're going to get into it. All right. So the first strategy that you all may be very familiar with, right, is just to go to the auction, right? Big whoop. Okay, Jackie, I can go to the auction. You absolutely can. You can go to the auction in any county, USA, that's offering a tax deed auction, and you will be participating in the auction and actually purchasing the property itself. So when you participate in a tax deed auction, when you are the successful bidder for that auction, you will receive a deed. You will receive a deed from that county, and they are giving you the ownership rights to that property. All right. So I circled the opening bid for these properties because this is the delinquent taxes, you guys. This is the actual taxes itself. And this is just like a snapshot, right? I know that the slide says 20, it doesn't matter. All right. I could have went to an auction yesterday, or, copied and pasted an auction that happened yesterday. The process is still the same. It really doesn't matter, right? So the opening bid is the delinquent taxes. Can you imagine you actually purchasing properties for right here in the state of Florida, $5,500, $6,000, $4,000? Listen, this is the best kept secret ever. If nobody's ever told you about it, this is something that you need to know. Strategy number 2. Now, this is for you savvy guys out there that love your marketing strategies, right? So because the lists of these delinquent real estate properties are published to the public, right? It's common knowledge, it's public. Guess what you all can do? You got it. You can get to the owner before the sale. It's public. So before going to the auction, if you prefer not to go to the auction, you can communicate directly with the owner, right? You can send them letters, you can send them postcards, you can skip trace them, you could try to find them, negotiate a deal before the property goes to auction, because obviously this is a distressed owner, right? This is a motivated seller. Their property is listed on the auction block, and it is going to sale if they do not pay their real estate taxes, right? So why not create a marketing strategy that's exclusively focuses on tax liens and tax deeds auctions, right? Why not? Too easy. Strategy number 2, and this is one of my favorites as well. So if you are an investor where you say, Jackie, I don't really know if I want to participate in the auction, okay? You don't have to. I have students that don't attend the auction. All they do is log into the auction, post-auction, to see what properties have sold for, because the local government is only interested in the actual delinquent taxes. The opening bid is what they want. So every dollar that is above the opening bid is considered a surplus or excess funds or an overage. And some investors, what they do, they have exclusively created a business model where they go backwards and they contact the previous property owner at this time, because the property already sold at the tax deed auction. They contact the previous property owner who lost the property in the auction, and they offer a service, a recovery service called a tax deed surplus recovery agent service, right? Where they help the previous property owners submit a claim to the auction or to the, not to the auction, but to the clerk of court, to the county to collect these surplus overage dollars. And there's an example of one of my students who's doing that right now, and he's having so much success with it. But this is another strategy, one of 6 things that you can do if you really, really want to generate some great income and pops of cash. And what you do when you help those property owners, the previous owner, is you charge them a percentage, right? You collect a percentage of the dollars that you help them claim from the county. So it's a very lucrative opportunity if this is what you would like to do as well. And this information is inside Tax Deed Genius, my course. I have an entire module that outlines this exact process along with case studies, as well as the tools and resources and a checklist and sample documents and claim forms that you can use to get started as a tax deed recovery agent. Okay, so that's also included. The lands available list. Listen, this one's a very, very lucrative one as well too. This is also a post-auction strategy. A post-auction, meaning after the auction, you can go back and take a look at all of the properties that did not sell, and eventually they end up on the lands available for taxes list. And this list is managed by the county. Many of you probably didn't even know that this was a thing. That you can actually just go to the county, request their list, their lands available list, take a look and see and say, hey, okay, I like this one. I like this. It's like going shopping, right? Going on Amazon and just shopping and looking and cross-referencing. You're like, okay, I like this one. This one has potential. I'll skip this one. I don't like that one. And send a cashier's check to your local county in exchange for them to send you a deed in the mail. That easy. Literally that easy. That's how the lands available list works, okay? And of course, you can also attend a tax lien auction if it rocks your boat to get high rates of return on your money and you're not interested in owning a property, then you can definitely invest in tax liens as well. In the great state of Florida, the Sunshine State as we call it, you can earn up to 18% interest rate on your certificates, which I love. I had that in the previous slide when we were talking about tax liens and comparing all the different states. But Florida offers 18% interest, y'all. So you can participate in the tax lien certificate auction, which is actually happening right now. So we're in the month of May, okay, and the tax lien auctions for the state of Florida, all 67 counties have gone on sale. So on or before June 1st, all of the counties have to sell their tax lien certificates, right, for the property owners that have delinquent real estate taxes for the previous calendar year. So that would have been 2022's taxes right now is on sale. So if you want that, you should have at it, log into your county and you can go to Lien Hub, go to any of these websites right here that I'm sharing and take a look and see what's out there. Now, one of the other strategies that I like as well too is the post-auction strategy for tax liens. So not many people know about this either. That's why it's such a best, kept secret, is that after the tax lien auction is complete, we have something called over-the-counter certificates, right? Or county-held certificates. And this is applicable for all 67 counties here in the state of Florida. And it's also applicable for the tax lien states that offer tax lien opportunities throughout the United States. So you have a list of the tax liens for properties that did not sell at the auction, and you can just purchase them directly from the county without even having to participate in the auction because the auction already happened. So you just log in and you take a look at all of the tax liens that have been left over, cross-reference to see if it's a property that you are interested in putting a lien on. And yes, you are going to earn the maximum statutory interest rate that is offered by that state. In the state of Florida, it would be 18%. How cool is that? Where can you go and get 18% interest rate on your money? Like seriously, guys, this is incredible opportunity, right? So I'm going to tell you why I love this stuff so much. Let's talk about it, right? So number one, the reason why I love investing in tax deeds and tax deed properties is that I don't need to qualify with any bank. Earlier in the presentation, I had shared with you that I use my personal credit And I financed a property that went to short sale and I filed bankruptcy. Why? Because I was personally liable. I was a personal guarantee on that money, right? So I learned a very, very valuable lesson that very successful real estate investors, they do not leverage their personal credit. They do it a creative way, right? They leverage a property, but they're not going to leverage their personal credit, right? So the number one reason why I love investing in tax deeds is because I don't need a mortgage. I don't need any loans. I just go directly to the county and I purchase for cash. And that cash could be $1,000, as little as $1,000, or as little as $90. It doesn't matter, right? It's whatever the delinquent taxes are, whatever money I have on hand. And if you are going to use a line of credit, some people use credit cards for the counties that do accept credit cards. Some people use business lines of credit. It doesn't matter, but you're purchasing for cash and then you're owning these properties free and clear, technically, because there is no mortgage, right? You don't need a real estate license. Cecilia had mentioned that earlier, right? So she was a licensed real estate agent. She just happened to be, but there was no advantage to her license because what you learn in real estate school doesn't apply here. When you learn your real estate school and you got your license, they didn't teach you anything about this. They didn't mention this at all. They just teach you how to pass a test and how to make sure that you maintain fiduciary responsibility to your clients, but they're not going to teach you how to be an investor, right? So if you're licensed, that's great. But if you're not licensed, that's also great. You don't need a license to invest in tax liens and tax deeds. Another part is that you get ownership of the property, right? So if you are an investor that loves to invest in tax liens and you want to get those high rates of returns on your money, right? And you're going to wait for the property owner to pay you back as that interest accrues, there's only two outcomes that's going to happen. Number one, either the property owner is going to pay you back, and they're going to pay you back with all of that accrued interest and penalties plus your original principal that you invested, or they are going to allow the redemption period to expire. And then now you have the option of foreclosing on them and taking that property. Too easy. I call that a win-win. That's definitely a win-win, even if you are investing in tax liens where you initially don't own the property, you just have a priority lien against the property. And if you're investing in tax deeds, I love this strategy as well because you're getting ownership, possession of the property right away, right? So that's why I love this strategy so much. And then the last one is that this strategy, it has a low barrier of entry, right? You can start investing for whatever you have in your bank account. Don't let not having money be the reason why you did not move forward. Because as you know, as a real estate investor, if the deal is good, the money will come. It doesn't have to be your money. I started out negative. Right? I started out with no money, right? And here I am today teaching you how to do the same thing, right? So you don't need a lot of money to get started maximizing this strategy, right? And investing in tax liens and tax deeds, it's another creative real estate investing strategy that adds what I would call another notch on your tool belt, right? So you have this tool belt, you have all these different strategies depending on the situation, whether it's wholesaling, whether it's taking over the mortgage subject to, or maybe you're going to do an option agreement, or owner financing, whatever that looks like for you. Investing in tax liens and tax deeds is another viable strategy for acquisition of properties for their delinquent real estate taxes. Absolutely incredible opportunity. And you need to know this. You absolutely need to know this. As a matter of fact, when you understand the nuances of how to maximize this strategy, it adds even more value to the strategies that you currently are implementing right now. You start seeing like little things, you start seeing connections in real estate that you didn't even realize were connected, because now you have an even more deeper understanding of how to actually put deals together, right? So this is Marnika, one of my students, right? So I have students, they write Google reviews. I loved working with her. When she started with me, her story is so incredible. When she started working with me, she was actually undergoing a treatment for chemotherapy, and not even her personal situation, life-threatening personal situation, stopped her from learning this strategy because she had a dream, she had a vision, she has 2 beautiful daughters, and she wanted to create wealth that she would pay off her mother's home and provide a legacy for her kids, all right? At the time that she wrote this amazing review, she was up to like 12 properties. And now I believe she's like at 15 or 16 properties. Take a look at one of her properties. So she is utilizing the BRRR, right? So that's like when you buy, you rehab, you rent it. She wants to implement like a buy and hold strategy. So I love that so much for her, right? So she's not so much into the fix and flip. So she wants to rehab, she wants to rent it, she wants to cash out the equity, because guess what? You own your property free and clear. So every dollar equity in that property belongs to you. That's correct. Okay. And then she's going to repeat that process. That's what she's doing for all of her properties. And here she is on vacation with her beautiful girls. And this is one of her properties that she recently renovated. It looks absolutely amazing. And yes, this is a property. Oh my gosh, I got to go back. Let's go back. Let me see something here. There it is. So this is a property that you can get off on tax deeds. She bought this tax deed property and she bought it post auction, right? So she implemented a lands available strategy, and that's what she did. Post auction, no competition, got the list from the government, bought this 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house for like $2,000, renovated it, refinanced it, put a tenant in there that's now paying the refinance bill, right? And now she's off to the next property. Incredible. She's also creating like Airbnb. So she's all about that cash flow. And that's what I love so much about her story. All right. Now here's David. I love David. I love all my students. You hear me use that word very generously because I do believe in loving on my students. Okay. So David, he invested in a vacant residential land. And before he actually invested in the vacant residential land, he found out what types of improvements he can make to that land. So he is all about mobile homes, right? So he was like, listen, Jackie, this is what I'm doing. I'm all about that quick cash flow. I'm buying these vacant lands and I'm going to create my own opportunity. So he puts modular homes or mobile homes on the properties and he immediately begins to cash flow them. So I love that for him. He called me like the morning of the auction and he was like, oh, I just won. What should I do? What should I do? And I was like, go pay for your win. And he was like, oh. So he called me when he was literally on the courthouse steps of the clerk of court, where he was going to pay for his win for his land. And now he's just repeating that successful process where he's just buying vacant residential land and putting mobile and modular homes on them and creating a cash flowing strategy that works for him and his family. Awesome, 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 awesome. So you've heard a lot. You've heard a lot about Tax Deed Genius. You've heard a lot about my program. You've heard a lot about my students that are having tremendous amount of success. This is the education that they receive. This is the education that they receive with me, the type of training that they got, the real estate investor training called Tax Deed Genius, right? So when you enroll in Tax Deed Genius, this is what you get. You will get 8 modules, intensive, detailed information, A to Z. I leave nothing unturned. I promise you I don't. I connect the dots so well that so many people, like I've had my students, they come back to me with feedback and they say, hey, I've been communicating with such and such county or such and such appraiser or, this county's tax assessor. And the government employee is asking my students, wow, you are so knowledgeable. Like you're the first person I've ever spoken to that had such intelligent questions and knew exactly what you needed when you're calling in asking for this information. And they're like, yeah, I learned from the best. I learned from the Jackie Jackson. So this is the training course that they all took. This is where it all starts. This is Genesis. This is the beginning. Tax Deed Genius. And just like the name of the course, I turn you into a genius. You are lethal, okay? I can drop you in any state, USA, and you will know exactly what to do in order to turn a dollar real quickly for yourself when it comes on to investing in tax liens and tax deeds, all right? It's over 90 lessons and I leave no stone unturned, no question unanswered. So A connects to B, B connects to C, C connects to D, and so on and so forth, to create a holistic picture for you so that you can actually implement this strategy without having any, anxiety about it, okay? You can really do this. I have students that are doing this every single day, so you can do it too. The value of this course is $29.97. That's $2,997, and it's worth every single penny. But because you are a BPM RIA member, that's definitely not the price that you are going to pay today. So you guys are absolutely in luck right now for being on this webinar with me right now. All right, so here are the bonuses that's also included in addition to the over 90 lessons where I connect everything for you. Oh, you get the 50 state resources guide, the cheat sheet. I talked to you about the surplus, the overages. You get that whole entire package in the event that you want to focus on surplus and tax deed overages. You get the case study, the maximum bid formula in case you want to charge and go straight to the auction and you want to participate. You get the marketing letters. You get every single tool and resources that you need to be successful, all right? Here's Ariel. Remember I told you I had a student that was really focused on the tax deed surpluses. So Ariel is from the Philippines, all right? So he is not an American by native. So whether you're from another country or you are born here in the United States, you can do this, all right? So Ariel started, he took the Tax Deed Genius, he invested in himself, he got the education. And the first thing that he did, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna try out this tax deed surplus thing. He literally started it out, like in doubt, right? He was like, this is crazy. One does this. This can't be true. Man, listen. He sent me a copy of those checks and I was like, you go, Ariel, you better do that thing. So he's out there collecting and helping owners collect checks from surplus overages after their properties went to auction and sold. And these property owners are absolutely grateful. They are so grateful because many of them don't know that they're eligible to collect this money. They have no clue, okay, that they're eligible, because it's not like the county is going out and skip tracing them and saying, hey, we have money that you can collect. That's not what the county is doing. They send one letter and then we're done. So they say, and whether that address is good or it's not good, and whether it's returned back to sender, they don't care. Their obligation was to inform by sending a letter, and whether the letter was received or not received, their responsibility is complete, right? So as a tax deed surplus recovery agent, you have a great opportunity to experience a very lucrative business model where you can feel good about helping people collect money that they didn't even know that was available to them. So here's another check from Ariel. Can you imagine just randomly getting checks in the mail, 13,000, 15, 20, 60,000? Why not, right? Just every month, you're just getting a check in the mail for helping somebody and being like a good Samaritan. So if Ariel collected 13,900, how much did the property owner collect, the previous property owner? This must have been a really good surplus, because I think Ariel, he charges somewhere around 25%, like a quarter of what he collects. So he was doing really good on this one for sure, all right? So how do you get started working with me, enrolling in Tax Deed Genius? If you ever wanted to go to my website, check me out, cyber stalk me, all of that cool stuff. My official website is thejackyjackson.com. You can always follow me on social media. I'm on every major platform. You can always find me at The Jackie Jackson. You can always enroll in the course. And this is what I wanted to show you. So if you went to thejackyjackson.com, this is what it says. It says $2,997. I have kids. I have bills. I have things that I'm doing in my life. It says $2,997. That is my business. And I am absolutely an advocate for making money. I want to help you make money, and I want to make money as well too. So I'm not ashamed about making money. That's it right there. Okay. But because you are a RIA member, this is what we got for you right now. Instead of, and this is very, very generous. I don't do this very, very often. And Anish could tell you, because we're in the same mastermind. He said he paid $90,000 to be a part of that mastermind. Guess what I paid? $90,000 to be a part of that mastermind, because we are mastermind members together. So I'm in the same membership that he is as well too. So we are definitely business professionals, and we understand the value of our time. So here, this is something exclusively for your RIA. All right. So if you're under the sound of my voice, if you've ever wanted to learn about how to invest in tax liens and tax deeds, and you want to know how to do it nationwide, so not necessarily like one state, I'm the only one that teaches it hands-on the way that I do nationwide. You can save 50%. 50, that's right, 50% off of the retail value of the course right now. And that's what that looks like right now. So for only $14.97, that's half, that's 50% off. You can join the Tax Deed Genius community, get access to the Tax Deed Genius course, 8 modules, over 90 lessons, plus all of the bonuses. And for those who take massive action now, and join now and save 50%, what I am going to do for you is throw in a actual onboarding to get you up and running very, very quickly. All right. So you'll have a special orientation with me. In addition, when you are complete with your course and you actually graduate, guess what you get to have? You get to have some one-on-one time with me. I said what I said. Normally, an hour with me is $500 for consultation. You can go to my website, you can see it. I'm throwing that in as an extra added bonus to you of an additional $500 in the value and for a consultation of 1 hour after you have completed your Tax Deed Genius course. And we can map out your next strategy of how you are going to storm the United States and start buying all of these properties for their delinquent real estate taxes, right? So again, it's thejackyjackson.com. And of course, we have saved a little bit of time at the end for some questions. So I know that Anish and Alexa are going to be fielding some questions from the Q&A.
Yeah,
So I'm excited.
absolutely. So first of all, guys, you know, I'm always a negotiator, and Jackie's excellent at what she does. And I still had to negotiate that 50% off because I said, please, for our members. I gave her some Indian guilt. I gave her all sorts of guilt. Thank God she's got a good heart, and that's how we're able to do that. The second end of it is Alexa did put it in the chat, the special pricing. As you heard, Jackie's got kids. She'd rather you go to the website and pay double.
Yes, I do.
I mean, just in case, you know, so you can tell your other friends that are not on the webinar to pay double. This offer, here's the thing, it is only going to be good until Monday. That's it. I don't want to hear it afterwards. I'm not sure. Are you going to include the bonus until Monday, or you're just going to the bonus until the end of today? It's up to you. What are you feeling? I mean, we're always about people that are in action.
Yes, and I am as well too. I am definitely an action taker, and I believe that that creates that momentum for success. Here's what I'm going to do. I also have a very, very generous heart as well. So I'm going to give until midnight. So what's that?
Okay.
It's midnight, because midnight means that it's the next day. So it's 11:59 p.m. on Monday, May 22nd. So 11:59 p.m. And you know what? It's my time zone, okay? Because I live in Eastern time zone. So it's Eastern time zone. So don't be coming to me about, oh, Jackie, I live in, LA County. That's not my problem, all right? So 11:59 p.m. Eastern time zone on Monday for you to take advantage of saving 50% when you enroll in Tax Deed Genius.
Awesome. So let's get into some questions. So Esther's asking, do you typically use an attorney to oversee legalities?
Well, a real estate attorney, as far as like purchasing tax liens and tax deeds, is not a requirement. You're dealing directly with the county, so you don't need a real estate attorney to do that. Real estate attorneys, if you are going to use one, maybe you may use a real estate attorney to sell your properties. So each state has their own laws when it comes on to the sale of real properties. Like in Florida, we're not an attorney state. So you and I can sell our properties just by like on Craigslist, right?
Yeah.
Like, to intercede for us or represent us unless we actually want that. But in some states, to sell real property, you may need an attorney, right? So that's my disclaimer there. And then for the states that require an attorney to collect overages, you can always joint venture and partner with an attorney that can help you with your tax deed recovery surplus business. In the state of Florida, again, no attorney. So there's many, many states that do not require an attorney for tax deeds to collect overages, right? And actually in the course, I have a cheat sheet for that. I just thought about that. So there's a cheat sheet in the course in the tax deed surplus module. And in that download, the tools and resources section of the course, I list out all 50 states and I outline along with the link to the specific statutes, which is good because I'm an advocate for reading law, okay?
Yep.
So with specific statutes that shows which states allows tax deed surplus overage collections and which ones do not. So follow the law always.
Awesome. So, okay, Abby's asking, let's see, what does it have? It's not written correctly. I guess she's asking the difference between a hybrid state. Is there advantage or disadvantage?
Ooh, well, I love hybrid states. The difference here is that it's either a tax lien or a tax deed state, right? So when I say hybrid, all that is that means that state does both, right? So the state of Florida offers both investment opportunities. They offer tax lien auctions as well as tax deed auctions. So you can do both or choose to do one or the other. Some states only do one. I mean, you have states that exclusively only offer tax lien certificates, and you have states that only offer tax deeds, and then you have states that do both. Right. So on that map that I had shared in a presentation, if you rewatch the replay, you'll see the states that do both.
Awesome. You know what I'm going to do, since you're so generous too, what I'm going to do for the first 3 people, or like, I just feel generous anyway, because I've been getting messages like, oh, what about that mastermind and Turning Point? So that was Turning Point with Marshall Silver, who is our mentor. We've had him speak before. What I'm going to do is for the first 3 people that buy, I'm going to give you 2 tickets. They're valued. Those tickets are usually $3,000 a pop. So the first 3 people that buy, or get into action, I'll throw in tickets, a pair of tickets to Turning Point out in Las Vegas too. So we're sweetening the pot. So I mean, if I got you given, I might as well be given too. So it works both ways. So the first 3 people, Alexa, just let us know who the first 3 people are that buy. You also got 2 more tickets to Turning Point also. So we'll just keep on giving, right? I feel like Oprah. And you get one, and you get one now. And so Melissa's asking, what happens if the property you bought a deed for is foreclosed too? Do you owe the bank?
Okay, so I'm gonna separate her thought process because she combined 2 different processes at the same time. So there's 2 different foreclosure methods, right? So you have a mortgage foreclosure and then you have a tax foreclosure. And technically, if the property owner is delinquent in their mortgage all the way up to, being able to have a mortgage foreclosure and they're delinquent in their real estate taxes, right? It's like whichever mortgage comes first or whichever foreclosure comes first, I should rather say. So if the tax deed auction comes first, guess what it does? It trumps that mortgage. Yeah, so you can purchase a tax deed property that does have a outstanding mortgage balance that has not been satisfied or released in public records, but it doesn't transfer to you, the new tax deed owner. It's a legal process called extinguished, and it says that the mortgage is extinguished. So who owns that debt? It stays with the original borrower. It doesn't transfer to you, the new property owner. It doesn't. So that's the cool thing about that whole process. Many people.
It's good to wipe out all that stuff. The easiest way to it's all wiped out. Probably the easiest way. And so George Gonzalez, I haven't seen George in a while. He's one of my favorite longtime members. So he's asking on tax liens, do you collect the interest payments in the end of the period, or do you get paid interest monthly?
It's normally at the end of the period where the property owner redeems, right? So if the property owner finally pays you, or they come up with the money, say they get their tax returns, I don't know, or they hit the lottery or something, I don't know, they figure out, their financial situation and they come up with the money. So that interest is accruing that in all of those months, all the way up until that period of time that your tax lien certificate is redeemed. And once that owner pays their real estate taxes to the tax collector or the tax assessor or tax commissioner, depending on the state, then the taxing authority is now going to issue the tax lien certificate holder a check for the total of the face value of that certificate, as well as the penalties and the interest that had accrued on that certificate. So normally it's towards the end.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know Ruth is asking, with tax liens after 2 years in Florida, can we foreclose on the property? Are there loans against the property or who gets paid first?
Oh, very, very cool. So I'll demystify that particular process as well too. So like Florida is a hybrid state, right? So you could do both in Florida. So if you own a tax lien certificate in the state of Florida and the 2-year redemption period expires, meaning the 2 years goes by, you're earning your 18% interest, all of that cool stuff, and then the property owner still does not pay you, yes, you have the right to initiate a foreclosure process. And that process begins with a tax deed application to the tax collector. And is literally saying, hey, Mr. Tax Collector, you sold me this tax lien certificate 2 years ago, and it's this tax, it's the birthday. My
Yep.
tax, has a birthday. It's 2 years old. And the property owner did not pay me. So I would need you to help me collect. And once you submit that application for a tax deed, it starts that process rolling, where now the county is going to assist you in processing a foreclosure or a tax sale so that you can get your money back.
Awesome. Lorenzo is asking, can you purchase tax deeds on a credit card? And Lorenzo, good job, because guess what? He already purchased. So he's got some Turning Point tickets, by the way. So he's got some, we'll see you in Las Vegas, by the way. So can you purchase tax deeds on a credit card?
The answer is yes. So
I didn't even know that.
yeah, so your payment method, how you pay or how you purchase is going to be based off of the county's authorized method. So in the course, I am an advocate for reading. Reading is fundamental. If you mentioned earlier that, if you're from this old school, the 3 R's, what was it? The reading, writing, and arithmetic. Back then. All right, so I'm an advocate for reading. Okay, so you got to read everything on the page. You got to read the auctions rules. You got to read everything. So the county is going to tell you what types of payment methods they accept. So some counties accepts credit cards, which is wonderful, and some counties it's going to be a wire transfer or a official check, right? A cashier's check from your bank, or sometimes they do money orders, and then other times they'll take cash as well too, right? So it just depends on the payment method that's accepted by that county.
Awesome. Yeah, I learned something new. I didn't realize you could put it on a credit card. I was like, man, that's friggin' awesome. Get those points too.
The first time I purchased a single family home on a credit card, I was tripping. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down at the clerk's office because I won the auction, and I'm down at the clerk's office standing in the line, about to pay. And then I call my credit card company and I'm like, hey, I'm about to make a major purchase. And they were like, how much? And I was like, 20 grand. And they were like, okay. So I'm like, I'm going to swipe. Don't be declining me and making me look crazy down here. And they were like, no, as long as you have the available limit, you can do it. And what I did do is I used one of my business credit cards that had a 0% interest rate for the first 12 months. It had a promotional. So not only did I use my credit card, but then I had 0% for the first 12 months, right? And I took advantage of the points and all of the benefits that came with that card. It was amazing. So you got to be responsible, of course. Right?
Of course. And for the record, guys, please use your own credit card. I know who you guys are.
I know who
I see you guys inside. Don't be using mom's credit card and not telling her.
She'll notice.
She'll notice, right? So Gilda's asking, is the check directly from the previous owner or from the county?
Oh, for the
think
tax
that's surplus.
surplus? Yeah, no, it's being issued from the county because the county is the one who has the funds, right? So they're the ones who have to issue a check directly to the receiving party. So if you are a tax deed surplus recovery agent, the process is that you want the check to be issued to you. And once the check is going to be, so man, I'm just giving all the secrets, right? So in the course, I provide a template of a limited power of attorney.
Okay.
And actual agreement that you would sign and get notarized with that former property owner to be able to represent them with the county. So when the check is issued to you and your business, right? So that creates a lot of trust and rapport and relationship between you and that former property owner. So what you're going to do is you're going to receive that check in your name or your entity, your business name, and then you're going to take your fee. And then you are going to cut another check for the difference and issue it to the property owner.
That's awesome. Abby's asking, is this do-it-yourself only course, or does it include some coaching times and a support team in place for guidance and Q&A?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when I created the course, it was created for busy professionals like myself, right? So you can definitely take the course at your own pace, or you can expedite it and submit a request to our team member support to expedite and release the module so you can go through a lot faster. So what you actually get in support for community and accountability is you get access to our Facebook group, and you can always submit your questions, whether it's a technical question, an investment question, or a support question, to info@TheJackieJackson, because we have an amazing student support network that you submit your questions. Even if you want us to take a look at a property for you, we have a pre-auction checklist, a whole due diligence process, and we'll take a look at that and just give you a second opinion on it. And you can do that all through virtually through info@TheJackieJackson. So there's always somebody there to support you.
Awesome. And Kareem's asking, so you would structure an LLC to purchase the tax deed or liens, right? I guess, can you buy it? Yeah, I mean,
well, you can take possession. The county's going to ask you,
How do you want
they're
it?
gonna ask you, how do you want the deed made out? You know, like that's like a really funny question, right? They're like, well, who do I issue the deed to? So you can take possession of your property in your own personal name, right? Your government name. You can take possession in an entity name if you so chose to do that, whether you have an LLC or a corporation, it doesn't matter to the county. Or you can actually take possession in a trust, right? So that's like an advanced strategy where you don't want your entity name or your personal name, you know, in public records. You can literally own property anonymously, right? So that's
Right.
another advanced strategy that you can do too.
Absolutely. And Ruth was asking, she had a follow-up question. How expensive is it to do the process? How long does it take to foreclose and get money in a case?
Okay.
So
Yeah, so I'm going to explain exactly what you have to pay for.
okay. Yeah.
If you
How
don't
about
have to
that?
pay anything, you know, at all, because each state is going to be different, right? So this is what is a requirement, and this is kind of like a common denominator amongst all states, right? So number one, you have to pay postage. It sounds really silly, right? But it's a government, and they do certified letters, and, you know, they do, you know, first class mail. So notifications have to go out to all parties. You also have to do like a title search. And the only reason you're doing the title search is because you want to find out the names and addresses of all interested parties and owners so that you can send them notification.
Yep,
So
exactly.
you also are going to have a process where they post to the public. So the government, they wrote in their own laws that, you know, so they don't look so bad. They normally pin it on the investors, like bad investors, that, but we're the ones that is actually doing them a favor, right? We're providing them a service to get these properties back onto the tax rolls. But they're going to put an ad in the newspaper, in a local, I don't even know who reads the newspaper anymore, but the newspaper.
Yeah,
You know,
for those young kids,
those young
for the
kids.
internet, there was this thing. You got dropped
As a
off.
matter of fact, I had one here. Take a look at this right here. I have one of these.
Yeah,
It's
there
called,
you go.
like the real estate journal or something. I don't even know if you can see
Yeah,
it.
that's from that's actually National REIA, and that member spotlight is one of our members,
Mhm.
Kevin Thatcher. So
Awesome.
we've had 4 members and 3 students out of 40,000 people, and they love their story. So that's
Very
that's a
cool.
newspaper,
That's-
guys, just in case you haven't
Just, you
seen
know,
it.
it's a little piece of paper.
So someone was asking, like, did I hear it correctly when you said the properties are acquired free and clear, no mortgage balance on the property?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess when you buy obviously the tax lien, yeah, the mortgage is gone.
Yeah, it's called extinguished, right?
Yeah.
So it's not satisfied, it's just extinguished, right?
Yeah.
So extinguished just means that it doesn't transfer to
Correct.
you, the new owner of that tax deed. It just doesn't transfer. Now, there are other liens that may transfer, but the liens that I think gives people the most anxiety about is mortgages, or maybe there's like mechanic liens and all those things. the tax lien, like the delinquent real estate taxes, trumps and is a priority over all of those other lien types. So a delinquent real estate tax lien is superior to a mortgage. It's superior to mechanics liens. It's superior to all of those other types of liens. The only liens that you would need to be mindful of is other government entity liens, like code enforcement and other things like that, like city utilities, county utilities. And we would know what those are before actually purchasing the property, because I teach you how to do a title search and how to do your due diligence so that you know what you're getting.
Yep, absolutely. Bernadette's asking, when purchasing the land, do you need a permit to put a mobile home on that land?
Well, you're going to follow that county's like building and code requirements, right? So you just call, your local property appraiser's website or, building and code department, and they'll tell you exactly what their process is. But when you purchase any real property, you're going to look at the usage, right? Because that's the main thing. What is this piece of property authorized to be used for? And then once you are clear on the usage, you can always communicate directly with the county's building and code as to what type of structure you're going to put on top of it.
Absolutely. And I also want to congratulate Jack and Esther and Lorenzo for the 3 people that were the first 3 people in action. You guys are awesome. So you got some free gifts for me because I pushed it on Jackie, some free stuff. And now you might actually, you'll be able to hang out with us when we're out in Vegas at our mastermind and see what we've been up to. And these are the great people that we meet in this group. So it's been phenomenal. This is a personal question. Is you said it's $500 an hour for your time is what you charge. Is that your fashionista time? I need a makeover.
You know what? It's such a, I'm going to make you blonde. But that time is so valuable because what I do in that consultation, so I do consultations with people who just want it, they just want to sit, talk, ask any question they want, anything that comes to their mind, whether they're tax deed genius graduates or not, right? So during that period of time, it's a recorded session, so they can go back, they have the recording, because I just lay it all out there, and sometimes it's like a fire hose and like, oh my gosh, like this was so much information. Expect to have it. So I recorded a video recording for them, and I just give it to them at a value, at no additional cost, right? So that 1 hour with me is $500. That's what I charge for.
And you threw that in too. Geez.
Yeah.
And I know I'm working you. I don't know what else I could get. Geez. I mean, you got Turning Point tickets, you got the bonuses. It's absolutely awesome. I know some of the guys that you bought, make sure, I know you put on the link that we have your phone numbers. Alexa, can you make sure you put your email address in there? So we have your full name and best contact information, because I know a lot of you guys use different emails. I know as you guys sign up, they could expect within probably 48 hours to get an onboarding process from you, Jackie. Is that how it's going to work? We'll give you the list.
Yeah, so this is unique. It's different from my normal process because when you go to the website and you enroll, you get immediate access, right? That's when you actually pay me the $3,000.
Well, for the extra $1,500.
So
or you could wait.
So for the savings of $1,500, there's like a 48-hour waiting period. Because what I'm going to do is all of the people who sign up between now and midnight Eastern Standard Time on Monday, I'm going to compile, or not me personally, but have my team compile all of those emails, and then have my team manually give them access to the course, a username, and have them create accounts for them to the learning management system so that they can get access to it that way. So that's the distinction between the two. So this time it's going to be a manual process because you're not enrolling directly in the website, and I'll have our student support team get that over to you as soon as possible.
Awesome. Wow. I know we went over a little over time, but you guys had some great questions. Now you know why I'm so excited that I know Jackie personally. She is all that. That is why she is the Jackie Jackson. And I always love it. I was commenting earlier, like, how many of you guys know, put in the chat if you love her money shirt. I was saying, man, I love that money shirt. So yeah, exactly. So again, so this offer is only good until Monday. That's it. So I don't want to hear Tuesday morning. Do not email me or Alexa and say, hey, I really wanted to do it. It's going to be my, but I didn't have it. You literally have 3 days to figure this out. Get your life moving on that portion. Otherwise, you're going to be on the sidelines. As I do see some of the people, some more people added, man. All right. Well, what I'm going to do, I already have the 3 people I was giving away Turning Point tickets. Anyone that signs up, because it's 12:40. Man, should I do it? I'll do it. I'll give, because I know some people are like, it took me longer. I just got a private message. Nisha, I had to run to my car to get my credit card, and it took me longer, and I'm not top 3. So anyone by 1 p.m., you have 20 minutes to do whatever the heck you're doing. I will add those 2 Turning Point tickets also for you. So now we're paying you to come, and you'll actually get to hang out with us too, and take it to the next level. And again, Jackie, I am so happy to see you. I know I'm going to see you next month.
Yes,
I'm so
looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am so excited. So again, thanks for presenting to our audience. B, cutting down on your price. I know you got your kids going to college. I hope they don't have to go to community college now. It's my fault. No.
Right?
Nish, damn it. They probably get your kids are smart. They probably get scholarships. So I'm not worried. So that's my attitude. And so thank you so much for your hard work. The replay will be on. Alexa, any last messages about Saturday? I know
I have to say thank you. Thank you so much, Jackie and Anish. Seriously, I know you're still adjusting from the West Coast, but that was awesome. And I'm really excited for everybody who gets that even extra bonus on top. So thank you so much, Jackie. You absolutely killed it. I learned so much. My mind is blown right now. I'm just like, the numbers are amazing. So thank you for bringing that to us. You guys, as you know, we're coming out Saturday in Miami. So if you are available, RSVP, link is on the website, etmreia.com.
The room, I just want to let you guys to know the room is small. I'm only taking like 35 people. So it is, and it's free. If you don't register and I got to turn you away, I can't do any more than that. I only have a limited amount of space. You guys have been busting my chops, especially you 305 people saying, you guys never make it down to South Miami. You never make it down to South Miami. Well, I'm taking the trek, got my passport, I-95. I'll be listening to probably one of Jackie's podcasts on the way on that, get myself all pumped up. And we're going to talk about 20 ways to invest in real estate. And it's funny because tax liens is one of them. So awesome. So thank you guys so much. All right, Jackie, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.